It's so ironic that you was talking about an attorney with wills and things like that. One of the things we do offer as support where you can do a will yourself, because how many of you know to have an attorney do a will costs you anywhere from 500 to 1,000, just depends on what they want to charge for you. So my name is James Ross. I am the associate pastor with Bishop Sean Cooper at New Creation Family Church. I've been with him. Let's see, I got to think of how old my youngest daughter is and subtract the year. 26 years, because she's about to turn 27. So that's when I got to subtract the year. She's a little bitty baby, and so we've been with them for that long. I respect my pastor. I honor my pastor, and so should everyone. If you have a great pastor, let me tell y'all something. They are a rarity. Trust me, I've traveled all over and I've seen something. I'm like, that's the pastor? You know what I mean? But anyway, but thank God for Pastor Scott. He came to our church and just wrecked our men's conference all up. And so I was like, man, I mean, but he came with a word. And it was so ironic that all the word just was going hand in hand in hand from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I just want to share with you. So what I do, one of the things I do is I want to educate people. I will tell you, I am not a salesman. Okay. I'm not a salesman. I'm not a life insurance agent. That's one of the things I offer. But that's not who I am. So I want to teach some practical things on how to protect your assets, how to protect your family, and leave a legacy. I've been on this thing for the last several years that I call it a $50 billion empowerment over the next 5 to 10 years, where I want to get with people to leave $50 billion in African American community. So y'all looking at me like, how's that possible? It is possible. Can I tell y'all who are some of the biggest consumers in this nation? Can somebody tell me? Just a wild guess. African American. Guess what? What is this? This is March, right? April. You ever notice at the end of December, early January, you see all these commercials? You don't need no job, just bring your tax returns, all this about getting cars, TVs, all these things. You ever notice how that all show up December, January, February? You ever notice that? Why? Because they want to take your money to be utilized for them and not for you. So I want to help you. I'm not saying don't get yourself anything nice. And I'm going to get into this in a minute. But how many TVs do you need? You know, if you got a 3-bedroom house, you don't need 12 TVs. But I want to share how you can take that $3,000-4,000 you were going to buy a TV and put it and leave a legacy for your family. It makes sense? Let's get into this. So again, my name is James Ross. The company I work for is called Woodman Life. It's a 134-year-old company now. The name used to be Woodman of the World, but everybody thought we only work with carpenters and things like that. So they finally decided to get smart and shorten the name. Been around 134 years. You won't see a commercial. I will tell you that now. If you do, please record it. Hang on to it, because I'm telling you, in about 10 years, it might be worth a whole lot of money. I've been with the company since 2009, and I haven't seen a commercial yet. My daughter saw it. We happened to be in a restaurant in Dallas, and she saw the commercial. And she said, Daddy, look, your company. And by the time I turned, it was gone, because we are a not-for-profit company. So everything we do is to put it back into what we call members. We are a member-owned company, and I'm just going through this pretty quick. Difference is credit union, banks. Banks are owned by shareholders. Credit unions are owned by members. That makes sense. So let's get into this. So I just want to let y'all know who I work for. So scripture tells us in Proverbs 13, and listen, everything I do, I want to back it up with scripture. I'm not here to preach. I'm here to share some information and educate. And if you got questions, we'll leave it open at the end. So write them down, okay? Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Everybody loved the last part of that scripture. The wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. We love that part, but the Bible teaches us that a good man, I'm talking to the men right quick, we ought to leave an inheritance, not to just our children, but our children's children. When you research that, it's talking about 300 years in the future. We're to leave a legacy. And listen, I got 3 grandkids right now. I got 2 granddaughters, 13 and 9. And a 9-year-old thinks she's 30 because she tells me, you know, I'm your favorite grandchild. And then I got about to turn 6-year-old grandson. And my job is to leave something for them. Now, I'm not going to tell them what I'm leaving them till they're old enough to handle it. Because how many of you know, those, if you've never had it, you don't know how to handle it. So you got to work to leave stuff. Now, if you're banking on a Powerball, chances you got a better chance to walk out there, get struck by lightning, than hit the Mega Millions or the Powerball. And if you watch it, it's never down south. It's either in Michigan or it's on the East Coast or the West Coast. So all of us down in here that's down there throwing your money in there, you're wasting money. You can take that money and invest it in work. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. Let me say this to you. One of the greatest transfer of wealth, can somebody tell me how it came? Just a guess. Huh? Yes, ma'am. You know why? Because when that goes to your family, creditors can't come get it, and it's all tax-free money. Did I say tax-free? I'm talking about if you got 12 billion, your kid's gonna get 12 billion, and if you owe 45 billion, they can't come get it. Isn't that wonderful? But we don't learn the secret, because they said if you want to ever keep something from our community, put it in a book. Well, I'm the wrong person because I love to read. I still do. My parents used to punish me. Don't go outside, go read a book. Okay. I was fine until they found out I loved that, and then they started taking that. But life insurance provides financial protection, not only for the insured, but it's also for their families, and it helps them meet the other financial needs. If you got a mortgage and your loved one's gone, because watch this, the average household in America is a 2-income household. Am I correct? And the thing is, what happens when you lose that income that you're dependent on? Now, I know we got single moms, we got single dads, and they're working. But what happens when the income's gone? Pandemic taught us a lot. I'm gonna tell you what it taught me. I was not called to be a school teacher. I found that out the hard way when I was helping my grandkids, and I was saying, she said, well, Poppy, help me with this. And I give an answer. She said, but that's not the way my teacher showed me. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it my way, do it your way. What's the answer? We come up with the same answer, but that wasn't the way the teacher showed. And then they're online and they get offline. And my youngest granddaughter, she just zone out, boom, out, sleep. And I'm sitting there trying to wake up. I was like, nah, I can't do this. So I knew God didn't call me to be a teacher. Now, I love kids, but I can't sit in the classroom with them all day, not 8 hours. It's like putting me in jail. So families should review their insurance coverage, their life insurance coverage and policies regularly and make the adjustments that are necessary. So in other words, you should at least review it at least every 12 to 18 months, because guess what happened in 12 to 18 months? Can somebody say it? Say it again. Nope, your premium's not gonna go up. Nah, you close, but guess what happens? What did you say? You get older, and guess what? Who said that? Boy, if I had $1 billion in my pocket, I throw about $3 to you, but I don't. So nah, he caught it. Life changes. How many of y'all know life is gonna life you? Whether you want to or not, life is going to life you. So you need to make the necessary adjustments and changes. And you need to, because circumstances, and then there are different needs. So these are financial concerns that people have right now. Now, here's the thing. Living expenses held the third position for the longest. Y'all know what used to be the number one? Well, it still is. Health-related concerns. People don't think about health concerns until when? They get sick, and when? They what? They die? But they ain't worried about health concerns when they dead. When they get older. When you're sick and when you're older, that's when people think about health concerns. Savings, listen, everybody wants to save money, but everything has gone up but what? Your pay, your income. Inflation has gone up. Cost of living goes up every year. But do you get a cost of living raise every year? The only people get that are those that are on Social Security. They get a cost of living raise, but sometimes they fighting to keep up with inflation. Living expenses. How many of y'all know it costs more just to live now? They have said that many people are moving back in with their parents and they're married with kids. They find it easier to move in and share the cost. Now, I just tell my kids, listen, I love y'all. I love you like cook food, but your children are loud. They say, I like the peace in my home. So when my grandkids come, I figured out, Pastor Scott, why grandparents love grandkids. How many of y'all got grandkids? Raise your hand. Watch this. And watch, they all going to be shaking their head. Don't raise your hand. But you love when your grandkids come over to visit, don't you? But you love when they go home, don't you? See, you know why? Because your house get quiet. But living expenses have gone up, everything. So here's the three type of insurances that there are. There's whole life, or what they call permanent. Now, that's exactly what it means. It will cover you for your entire life. Now, how many of y'all remember when you were younger and these people come knock on your door? Who is it? The insurance man. How many of y'all remember that? All right, now I know I'm not the oldest one in here. How many of y'all remember, will you? And what your parents should say, tell them I'm not home. And that's because they were coming in the neighborhoods, selling these insurance policies that were worthless, that you're paying on it forever and a day. You're paying $3 a week for $5,000 of insurance, and they've been paying it since they're 20 and they're 60, and you don't pay it more, you don't overpay. Because that don't do you any good. So there are certain ways you can get them now. You can pay it off in 10. So my grandkids and my kids, when I first started with the company, I put $50,000 whole life policy on all three of my kids. And I said, I'm going to pay it off in 20 years. And it's paid off. But as they continue to get older, it continues to grow. And the cash value continues to grow. My grandkids, I did it, paying theirs off in 10 years. My oldest granddaughter, done. She got a $50,000 whole life policy paid for. A little sister, she got a couple years, done. Grandson, a few years. But we never learned that because that's not what they teach. Because that's salesmen that's coming to your house. All they want to make is a commission. That's all it's about. Listen, one thing you're going to find about me, I am open. I will tell you, listen, now I don't work for the company for free now, but I don't put any pressure on anybody to get anything. If you tell me I don't want it, I'm going to say, hey, I'll follow up with you in 6 months. I'll see you every day till them 6 months, but I won't say nothing. Ask people at our church. I've had them tell me, don't do it. Term life insurance. You can get it anywhere from 10 to 30 years, but it's only for a limited time for those years. After that time is up, you got two choices. Well, three. You can renew it, then you're older and it's going to cost you more. Or you can let it lapse and don't have any, or you can convert it. and then you can convert it to permanent insurance, whole life. Now, if you're young and you have a $300,000 mortgage, you got two cars, and you balance is on one is you still owe 20,000 on that. And on the other one, you just bought your wife this beautiful new car, and because y'all know cars are not cheap, they mortgages now. And you just bought her this beautiful new, because she been wanting since y'all first got married and y'all first fell in love, and you promised to buy her a new Lexus. And that new Lexus is gonna cost you a house, a rent house, like 70,000. You bought it. Let me ask you a question. What good is $20,000 of life insurance? Somebody answer that for me. So what I suggest, one of the recommendations I make, if you got all of that, get enough term to cover all of that, because anything can happen. So what happens if you got all of that and you don't wake up tomorrow? Now your spouse is stuck with trying to cover all that. And remember I said earlier, you're a two-income household. So if you making 50,000, I'm just throwing these numbers out because some of y'all look like y'all make more than that. And she's making 50,000, that's $100,000 household income, and half of it's gone. What happens? Yeah, I know. So term life, that's one of the I don't do it for everybody because everybody don't need that amount. But if you do, because term allows you to get more bang for your buck, okay? It allows you to get more insurance for the least amount of money. But you got to understand it's for a limited time. So when my daughter bought her a house a few years ago, I told her, don't get mortgage insurance from the bank. When you sign the paper, come see me. She's got a 20-year mortgage. We wrote a 20-year term policy on her for the amount of that house. Because you know when you get the mortgage insurance at the bank, let's say you buy a $200,000 house, you get that mortgage insurance, and 10 years later, boom, you're no longer here. You owe the bank, let's cut it in half, 100,000. The bank's gonna pay that house off. But the rest of that money, guess who gets it? The bank. You don't get it, your family don't get it. I taught my daughter, I said, you're young, put this insurance policy, this term on it. If something happens to you early and you still owe them 100,000 and you got a $300,000 policy, you take 100,000 out of that 300, pay the mortgage off, the other 200,000, guess where that goes? To your family. Guess how they get it? Tax-free. Universal life is a combination of whole and term. I'll be honest with y'all, I am not a big fan of that because you have to monitor it and look at it. So we're not going to talk too much about it. Here's some facts. 2019, 57% of all Americans had life insurance. Only 30% of the American household had sufficient coverage. What happened in 2020? Can somebody tell me? Huh? COVID. Watch this. Numbers went down. Only 54% of Americans had life insurance. Something wrong there, isn't it? Our priorities is a little mixed up. 27% only have what they have at work. Can somebody tell me what happens to the life insurance at work when you leave? Don't scream at me. What happens? It's gone. Now, I am an advocate for you getting life insurance at work. I am. I tell you, get as much as you can at work. I'm gonna be honest with you. The group, because it's a big group, they give it to you for a little amount. They do. I'm gonna tell you, get it, but you gotta have something outside of that, because if you decide to leave, you no longer have it. There's a 46% increase in buying of life insurance during the pandemic. Even though I couldn't get out to see people, I had more video calls than, and I'm gonna tell you, I kind of got a little spoiled because I was like, man, I'm sitting in my office at home, got my coffee, and then I noticed something. My clothes started getting tight. because I was eating at home, eating lunch, but I wasn't burning it off because I was out and about. So I'm glad that was over. Every person should have 10 to 15 times their annual income of life insurance. Y'all looking at me like, oh, I'll move on from that slide. Here are the reasons for owning it. Takes care of final expenses, burials. It transfers wealth. It's an income replacement. You can pay off your mortgage. You can supplement your income in retirement. There are several types of life insurance you can literally use and keep doing it. And when you retire, you can use it as supplemental income. How many of y'all knew that? Raise your hand. You knew that? Yeah, seriously. Before I got in this industry, didn't know. You know why I got in this industry? Be honest with y'all. Because I remember my dad. So my dad had a third grade education. My dad didn't learn to read till he was 64 years old. But my dad was a businessman. My dad was a taxi cab driver, but he had 5 other taxi cabs where he had other people working for him. But he was smart because he couldn't read, but he only drove from the airport to the hotels in New Orleans. The airport is outside. So he knew the hotels. You ask him what street, he couldn't tell you. But he can count his money and he can have people working for him. And I had a conversation with my daddy, and that's when I found out. I said, Daddy, because my mom had passed a few years prior. Well, yeah. And I asked him, I said, Dad, if something happened to you, what do we have to cover? And if you got any debt to take care of that? He said, oh, son, I got a life insurance policy on me. I was like, you do? I said, let's look at it. Started looking. I'm not going to call a name because some of y'all may have co-insurance with them, so I ain't going to say. I looked at my daddy's policy. My daddy had a $3,000 life insurance policy. And I asked him, I said, Daddy, I said, we're not going to even get you a good, decent coffin. You know my daddy told me? Oh, don't worry about that. Just bury me in the backyard. You know my response was to my daddy? I said, that sounds good, Daddy, but you go to jail for burying dead people in your backyard. So I got into this business because of that and to learn. This is the wealth gap in America today. It will take African Americans 248 years to close the wealth gap between us and white America. Think about that. You know why? Because I got some clients, some affluent clients that happen to be Caucasian. And a lot, you know what they do? This is how they take care of college. They take a lump sum of money, put it in a life insurance policy so that bad boy can grow. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's going to grow leaps and bounds. And they utilize some of that to pay towards college. So a 248-year gap. 1990, white Americans made up 60% of the population, but they had 90% of the wealth. Little over half got 3/4 or more. Blacks made up 11.7, but we only had 3.8% of the wealth. Those numbers have grown. I'm going to tell you, it has grown. All right. Hispanics and Latinos had 9% of the population, but only 2.1% of the wealth. Those numbers have grown. You know why? Because they're doing the jobs we don't want to do. You ever notice Javier be out there cutting the grass? He don't want to talk to you. He'll wave, and he's still on that mower, cutting the grass, because it's all about money. To them, what we earn, what some of us earn in minimum wage, they don't know that in Mexico. That's a great salary to them. But what they do is they pull their money together. I never forget, I saw a house full of, I lived in Miami rather, and they were coming from Cuba. And it was coming over on a little made up boat. And what I noticed on the news, it was a bunch of Cubans meeting them at the shoreline. And they was hiding because it was illegal, and they was hiding them. And they brought him in, and they got him established. Then they let him go out. They put all their money together. I ain't gonna talk no more. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because y'all know where I was getting ready to go, don't you? Know, huh? See, I can tell. I saw it in your face like, well, we don't do that. No, we don't. Because everybody wants to be the boss. Everybody can't be the chief. My grandmother, I mean, she peered Cherokee in them before she passed. And she was like, look, let me tell you something. Everybody is not the chief. There's a one chief. In 2020, white America made up 60% of the population. Boy, I can't see that, man. 61, yeah, I saw that, but had 85% of the wealth. Okay. Blacks made up 13.4, and look, our wealth went up 4.2% of the wealth. I told you those numbers went up. This is the thing that startles me. Look at the net worth. Now, how many of y'all know what your net worth is? Say it again. So your net worth is all your liabilities subtracted from your assets, and what you have left over is your net worth. Okay? So if you got 50,000 in the bank, but you owe 20,000, what's your net worth? Absolutely. You subtract all your liabilities. Look at this. White America, the average net worth, this was a couple years ago, 437,000. Black America, 105,000. Hispanics and Latinos, 53,000. This is a couple of years ago. I got to refresh my numbers. Look at this, the savings. This was mind-blowing to me. Blew my mind. What's the average savings in white America? Somebody tell me, come on. What's the average savings in Black America? That's a major wealth gap, isn't it? And Latinos and Hispanic was 9,200. Y'all see why I like to talk about this? Listen, if you're walking around here and you got 300,000-400,000 in the bank, I am happy for you. Hear what I'm saying? Just like Pastor Scott said, the worst thing you could do is when a loved one passed, do a GoFundMe. Can I tell you something? You do not get all that money. GoFundMe gonna get their part. You want to know how much it is? Last I knew was 30%. Oh, y'all thought they was getting that to you for free. Oh no, they want you to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. If I was GoFundMe, I'd be like, look, man, let me help you. We're going to get your family about $500,000. You do the math. 30% of that. 10 is what? 50 grand? I'm making $150,000 and I'm going to get some more, get some more. GoFundMe love people. Y'all, I saw this video. And when I tell you this woman, I just hate to say it, but she was fabulous. Y'all know what I'm saying. And she was on there, but now what she was saying was true. But the language, she talking about, you got time to go to the beauty shop and pay all that money, get your nails and your hair done every week, and you knew your son was out there slinging drugs, you knew he was gonna die. Why you ain't putting no life insurance? Now you won't do a GoFundMe. Beep, beep, beep. I went, oh, gotta turn it off. But she was right. She was right. So here's some myths about life insurance. Company can raise my rates. Once you lock it in, they can't raise it. You remember I was saying about universal life, why I don't like it? Because it's a combination of both. Your rates can go up on that. That's why I don't talk to people about it, because you don't watch it, it will. Life insurance is too expensive. How many of y'all say that? Say that. Be honest. Come on, we ain't gonna tell nobody. If you on live stream and you say it's expensive, go ahead on, raise the left hand. I have it at work. That's more than enough. So typically at work is what? Anywhere from 2 to 5 times your salary. If you making $30,000 a year, let's be nice and say 5 times your salary, but you are $300,000 in debt. What good is that gonna do you? I'm just trying to educate y'all. I promise. Don't need it if you don't have kids. But if you got student loans, guess what? They do not go away. They don't care if you dead or not. How many of y'all been to college, you got student loans? They're gonna still be there. And like, oh, we're so sorry for your loss, but this is our balance. Or I'm serious. They do not go away. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Do y'all see that number up there that I have the equivalent salary of a stay-at-home mom raising a kid from 0 to 18? Do y'all see that? This is her job. She the laundry person. She an academic advisor. She a daycare instructor. She an executive housekeeper. She a judge. She event planner. She's a chauffeur. Oh wait, she a facilities director because guess how many of y'all know? Come on, brothers. Let's be honest. If mama don't have that house working like it should, we be like, I'm gonna just tell y'all from experience. After my wife had our first daughter, I was like, yeah. She went in the hospital to have our second daughter, and I didn't know how to do hair. How many of y'all remember Pebbles Flintstone? Y'all know what she had? Scoop that little hair, put that little thing on. I didn't even have that on there tight. It was just hanging over. I was like, that looked good. My mama said, do not let my grandbaby come out there. I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I can cut my hair. I can brush my hair. I don't know how to do girls' hair. And see, that's why I tell people God got a sense of humor. Y'all do know that, right? Because I got 3 daughters. That's funny to me. It is. Then I had 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson, though. And they told me I worked on my daughter's nerve because he looked just like me, act just like me. That's my dude. Wherever I'm at, he go. So this is myths about life insurance in the African-American community. How many of y'all heard this before? Rates are higher for the African-American than it is for whites. Can I tell y'all something? Wrong answer. It's based on your health and your age. I don't care what our company, you can live in New York, because y'all know everything in New York is like 12 times higher than down here. Not our rates stay the same. It's based on your age and your health. I have it through my job. Let me ask you a question. Do you plan to die at your job or you plan to retire? Well, I mean, if you plan to die, raise your hand for me, please, please. I told them I will retire and keep doing this after I retire. I'll go in a retirement contract because I genuinely love what I do. If somebody tell my wife, I saw your husband talking to this lady, she's gonna say he's doing 1 or 2 things. 1, trying to win him to Christ, or 2, he talking business. That's what she's gonna tell you. And she right on both of them. Let me tell you something. We got 37 years in. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Everything I needed in a woman, God put it in her. Except the part where she always getting on me sometimes. That part I'm like, you should have kept that part, Jesus. I don't need that part. See, look, all the women laughing, Pastor Scott. All the brothers sitting there like, you can move on from that. How many of y'all married in there? Raise your hand. Yeah. Where your husband at? Working? Huh? Tired from work? Because you don't work now. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. So I have it. So if you plan to die on your job, then hey, keep getting it. They say no reason to buy life insurance when you're young. That's the best time to buy. That's the best. Listen, if you under 30, you get as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Get it. Because when you get, and I'm going to tell y'all the magic number in health insurance, life insurance, and everything else. How many of y'all, what y'all think the magic number is? Just guess. Throw it out. Come on. Huh? 33? What'd you say? 40? What'd you say? 20? Boy, you must be like 19, huh? 25. Boy, 25, you still got milk behind the ears, man. No, 50. If you look at everything, 50 is the magic number. I don't know why they think you're on the other side and you're about to die next week. Let me tell you something. 50 is a good number. How many of y'all remember when you was young and your parents in their 50s trying to keep up with you, you laughed at them? I'm gonna tell you like my mama, my dad, and my grandma said. Y'all know what it is? 2 words. Y'all know what they are? Huh? See, you done said it about how many times? But she the first one that said it, right? So here's another one. You don't need to get it while you're young because you don't want to make anybody rich. Okay. It's not available to senior citizens. Yes, it is. Might cost you a little bit more, but it's available. I got a client right now. He is 85, 87. Yeah, 87. He bought life insurance for his wife. She was, they didn't had it for some years. She passed. They were in their 60s, 70s, late 60s, somewhere around there. And they bought it. And he was like, we can handle it. She was a retired educator. He was retired from working at this plant, but he still had a little security job. And one Sunday morning, he went to go check on his wife in the bathroom. And guess what happened? She was on the floor, gone. And he called me telling me, and I'm sitting there. Now, see, I take to heart when stuff like that happens, especially with my clients that have been with me for quite some time. And I was like, oh man, Miss Anna, man, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, I'm coming to see you. Because the pastor side in me kicked in and the compassion. And, we took care of everything. And like right now, if I don't call him once a week, he like, my man, I thought something happened to you. I ain't heard from you in a week because they never had kids. Guess what? She left the money to him, but guess what he had me to do? Turn around. Guess who his beneficiaries are? His church and a charity. Did you not know you can leave money to your church? How many of y'all heard of Jimmy Swaggart down in South Louisiana? Sun Radio. You know how they built that and got all that stuff? People left that to them through life insurance. Make sure you take care of your family first. That's biblical. Take care of your family, leave something to the kingdom. I ain't telling y'all what I got on me because I am leaving something to the church. I don't want y'all going to tell Bishop Cooper. Can you say? No, I'm just teasing. Some people say $1 million is too much. You want to leave a legacy? You can. Long-term care. We need that now because you can't go stay in a nursing home for free. The average nursing home cost in Louisiana is about $6,500 a month. Did I say a month? Or if you think you're going to get Medicare, there's a 5-year look back. Remember they say, well, just put all your assets into your kid's name? Well, you could do that, but they're going to still look 5 years back and see what you had. And there's so much more to it. Average age, life expectancy of a female, 88, of a male, 83. We're living longer. Medicare supplements. Medicare is free. If you're not close to 65, this don't pertain to you. But if you know someone that does, it's available to those who are 65. You actually can get it 3 months before you turn 65 or 3 months after you turn 65. If you don't get it before then, there's a heavy penalty you got to pay. These are the things Medicare does not cover. Long-term care, dental care, eye exams. And what is one of the main things you need when you get older? Eyeglasses. And if you vision impaired right now, wait till you get older. Hearing aids. My grandkids tell me I need them. I just got that selective hearing. What? Huh? Dentures. All this stuff. Medicare doesn't pay for that. That's where they have the Medicare supplements. These are some of the other services I provide. You want to invest? I can help you invest. Annuities. You want lifetime income? Right there. Just to give you a quick example, because I'm running short on time. If you put $200,000 in and you want lifetime income and you exhaust your $200,000 and you're still living, you're going to continue to get that same monthly income until you're no longer here. What happens if you put the $200,000 in and you go before your time? Then you name a beneficiary and they're going to get it. IRAs, Roth, and traditional. How many of y'all know the difference between a Roth and a traditional IRA? This is the difference. Traditional is basically like your typical 401k. It's all pre-tax. So when you start taking it out, when you retire, you'll be taxed on that. A Roth is you put the money in with after-tax money, and when you start taking it out, it's all tax-free money. However, if you start a Roth IRA and you 3 years from retirement, don't start a Roth IRA because you got to leave that money in there for at least 5 years. Retirement plans. If you're a business owner or individual, we can help you put money away for retirement. Several ways. 401k rollovers. How many of us, don't raise your hand, but how many people have left the job and left their 401k at that job? How many people done that? Or let me make it like, how many of y'all know somebody that's done that? Can I tell you something? They can go get their money. It's all as simple as, hey, what I got? Get your information, do a transfer, send the money over. College savings plans. Now, let's be honest. A lot of our parents didn't do this because they didn't know. But you can put money aside for college for a certain kid, for a kid. You can start it in one kid name, and if they don't use it, you can transfer it to somebody else. If they don't use it, you can transfer it to whether it's a niece, a nephew, a cousin, or if you decide, hey, I want to go back to school and you're 60, I'm praying for you, but you can transfer it to yourself. If you don't ever use it for college, then you'll pay the taxes on it. If they use it for higher education, it's all tax-free. Tax-free. And I told you, long-term care, Medicare supplements. So we do that. Any questions? My information is on it. Yes. How come the little 19-year-old got the question? No, I'm just teasing. Go ahead. Yeah, get the mic. You got what now? Oh, yeah, I got business card. I do. I got some in my pocket. My wife be like, man, you keep a business card everywhere you go. Yep. I talk to everybody because everybody has a potential need of some of the services I provide. And like I told you, listen, guys, I don't charge fees to meet with me. I'm licensed that if I want to sit down with you and I want to charge you a fee, I could charge you $300, $500 and don't do nothing. And guess what? I just made $300, $500, but I don't. Let me tell you why. Because I work by appointment only and I work by referrals. Because guess what? If you tell somebody what I've done for you, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell somebody. And they're going to tell somebody. So I don't charge fees. It don't make sense. Oh, wait, here's the one. How many of y'all listen to Dave Ramsey? Huh? Hey, come on, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Dave got a great plan of getting out of debt. But Dave has tunnel vision when it comes to investing because he'll tell you, buy term insurance and go get you a mutual fund that's paying you 12%. Let me tell y'all something. That ain't happening right now. It's coming back around. And if you want to get a mutual fund that's paying you 12%, you're going to have to be so aggressive. And y'all know what happens with aggressive? You can gain big and you can lose big. So when people start telling me, well, Dave said this, number one, Dave is not licensed to tell you about any investment. He's not. And y'all do know he's being sued, right? He's being sued for telling somebody about investments. That didn't happen. And these folks say, well, this is what you said on the national airwaves. I'm not saying that because I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I utilized Dave to get out of debt. I had envelopes everywhere lined up. My kids were like, Daddy, can we go there? I'm like, well, we only got $20 in the entertainment envelope. What y'all want to do? Rent a movie or what? Y'all want ice cream with this movie? We getting a movie. We're gonna rent a movie, and boom. We sat at the house eating popcorn, ice cream, and they crash out on the floor. I leave them right there and go get my bed. Any questions though before I go continue? Yes, ma'am. So they're saying become your own self bank, right? Yeah. So there is well, I'm gonna tell you now, you got to dump a lot of money in it because we do have that type where you can use it to become your what they like to say self-insured in your own bank. But you know, if you don't have 50, $100,000 lying around, you see where I'm going? But there are those type things you can do. You can do that, you know. So, um, well, let me tell you something about cash value now. That's a whole life policy that builds cash value. That type won't build it like you're talking about. I'm just telling you, I do this. It's not. But there is one that you can dump a lump sum in, and and I'm just kind. I don't like to talk product, but it's connected to the S&P, and we give you a maximum of 8%. So if it go over 8, you just gonna get the max 8. But if it goes 0 or below, you don't lose anything, but you don't gain anything. That makes sense? So let's say you start out with 100,000 and then it goes, it's paying 12%, then you're gonna get 8% of that, but that other 4 you're not. But then the next month or the next year, whatever, it goes down to 0.35. Well, you didn't lose, your value stayed the same. That makes sense? Yes, ma'am. You had a, oh, any more questions? Come on, y'all. Come on. I know I don't do that good. I like questions, y'all. Keep me on my toes. Keep me sharp. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Come on now, you gotta do like they did back in the day. Run with that mic and go, here you go. Now, yes, ma'am.
So for you said the magic number was 50.
Let me tell you why I said 50. Because things start, like you get a lot of discounts when you hit 50, you know, but when you get like 50, 55, when you're getting certain things, it starts edging up.
Right.
You know what I mean? But go ahead with your question.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. What is it that you suggest for people who are not young folk right now, and we are approaching the big 50
So
and older?
let me tell you how I do this, because I can't just walk up to you and go, what's your name?
Chantel.
Miss Chantel, oh, you need like $500,000. I can't do that. I do a consultative process. So we're going to go step by step. What you owe, what you got, and then what fits in your budget. And we're going to get as close to there so you can take care of everything you need, see what shortfalls, and then we'll go there.
Okay.
That makes sense? That's how I do it. Because I can't walk up to you and go, oh, man, you're a big dude. I know you're going to need, big, strong dude. I know you're going to need $1 million. You might only need 100,000. That's where you need to take care of everything. That makes sense, y'all? Yes, sir, Mister. How old are you, man, first of all?
19.
Didn't know I was on it, huh? I said the 19. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What should I be doing as a 19-year-old, like financially wise?
So one of the things I would say is, you're 19, you working,
And
you make any kind of income.
yes.
You need to start a Roth IRA right now. So this is what I did with my, and I know we run out of time, but did you not know from age 16 to 26, 10 years, if you would have put $2,000 a year in an investment and stop and just let that money grow, by the time you get 65, you have well over $1 million.
That's a lot of money.
Well, it used to be a lot of money, you know?
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, because you only have like $20 in your pocket right now. That's why. But you need to start investing early, sir. Right now, the better, the longer, the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't have to do the catch up like some folks that have never invested. So there's a catch up. But with you being so young, I would recommend a Roth IRA. You're not touching it for 5 years. And you tell me, I need to get some money. Don't touch it. I'm gonna tell you, you will dislike me. Cause I'm gonna tell you, don't do that. There are times you have to do things, and there are times you shouldn't do things. Just because you want to buy the latest thing there is, don't touch it. Go work for it. My kids like, Daddy, we can't spend nothing. Yes, you can, but you don't need that. You in my house, I'm taking care of everything you need. Go work for it. Any more questions? Because I'm right, it's 7:29, and I want to stop. Any questions on? So, did I take my information off the screen? There's my information. You're welcome to write it down. I do have cards over there. One thing I do need, Pastor, if somebody can help me pass these things out. I got a few little things. Now, I'm not telling you, I'm giving you no dinner for two at what's the fancy restaurant here in Shreveport again? Yeah, I'm not giving you dinner to Superior. I am obligated to a certain amount I can give by law. So I just do little small gifts that I give away. Or if it's some company stuff, then I can give away whatever they spend on it. But I'm out of all that good stuff now. Yes. Yes, ma'am. And if you think, yes, sir. And if you want to meet one-on-one, please fill it out. I will call you to schedule a time to meet with you. That will be convenient for you. Oh, wait, take all the empties because we're going to put fill it out because you're going to put your name in. I got these two little wonderful gifts up here and we're going to stick them in the box. Fold it over now. Don't be having it so I can see your name. And we talking about pick me? Yeah. I can do consultations virtually. If you want to do it virtually, I can send you a link to Teams and I can do everything on there. I like to sit down in person because but I understand for the sake of time, we could do that. We can do it virtually. I do virtual consultations. I do in-person consultations. And if you like to cook, I like to eat. I'm just throwing that out there now, you know. I can't do nothing on the prices, man. I have some older clients. They'll tell me they need to see me and I'll get over there and all they want me to do is have coffee or lunch. I'll be like, I can't be. My guy tell y'all that's 87. We got to go to lunch once a week. If I don't, he ready to call the police. He said, I thought I was going to have to call them good old boys for you. Yeah, we go to lunch every week. I enjoy it though. I make time for it. Put them in. Everybody's filled them out. Wait, you still writing? Fold it? Yeah, fold it. Come on. While we filling it out, any questions, please? Again, Pastor Scott. Oh, Lord, you say stay up here. I'm sorry. Pastor Scott, thank you for the opportunity. Listen, if you got family, I do I'll get with a group of your family. If you want to like do it in the backyard and talk, man, I'll buy some pizza. Now, if you want to grill, go ahead on grill. I ain't gonna tell you to take that off the grill. No, I'm just teasing. But I'll meet with you and your family, if like your group of family, because how many of y'all know family is the hardest people to get to do anything? I got a family member try to tell me my job. I say, bro, you work in a warehouse. What you know about this? Well, I'm just telling, man. And then when I showed him, it's like, I don't argue with people. I get people try to tell me my job all the time. And I just say, okay. Now, when they come with some out of the box stuff, I gotta shut you down. Hey, this 19-year-old man, what you writing over there? A book? How many letters in your first name? All 26 of them? And your last name got 23. No, I'm just teasing. Fold it up, sir. Fold it up. Put that lid over there for me, please. Is it on there tight? All right, let's shake it up. Can y'all get me one of the babies? Not none of y'all children either. Just grab me one. I saw some little ones. Give me one of the little kids because I'm going to have them to pull. I'm going to have them to pull. I just need one. All of them going to come out here. Ooh, I'm coming. Come on, tell them they get making me go over time now. Oh, yeah, come here. Come here. Can I borrow you for about 30 seconds? Huh? Whose baby is that? If you pull your mama name, they're going to think it's rigged. So don't, nah, you pull your mama name. You ready? How you doing? What's your name? Huh? Shivani. That's pretty, like you. How old are you? 4? Ooh, you very articulate to be 4. So you be giving your mama the blues at home? Yep, I already know. Because she did this. I don't know what the blues is, but it sounds right. Can you do me a favor? Can you just, don't look, just stick your hand in there and pull one. Oh, that. Just pull a sheet of paper, stick your hand in. Don't look, don't look. There you go, pull it. Let me have that one. Oh, you gonna read it? Can you read it? Tell me who that is. Who that is? I know, me either. But I got an idea. No, that ain't him. All right, who is Jermaine Turner? Yes, ma'am. Come on. So here, pick whichever one you want. I'm not gonna do it. I got a pink bag and a caramel brown. Okay, whatever one you want to do. All right, I need you to pick one more. Don't look, just stick your hand in there, pull one. Oh man, hold up. Let me see. Let me see. Oh Lord, who wrote this? All right, last name Thomas. 24. What's your first name? Huh? See, I ain't want to butcher it up because I thought it, I was like, is that saying Jawan or your Jabril? Okay. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me see something. I got to pay you for your services. Hold that for me. Wait, I'm saying, I hope I got some money in here. Mama, can I give her some? Yeah, before I start getting the money, Mama say. There you go. Thank you. Now, look, don't see him right there with them glasses. Don't give him nothing, yeah? If he asks you for a say, no. Thank you so much. Fist bumping. All right, thank you. Listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for y'all time. And I'll be at the table. If you got any questions, please. If you want to set a time, I do have my calendar. We can set a time up together. All right. Pastor Scott, thank you, sir.
Come on, let's give Pastor Ross another round of applause. Hey man, you know, we believe in being holistic. We want to take care of the whole man, the entire man. And so we just thank you all so much. We're going to kind of go back to what we used to do, where every third Wednesday was our empowerment Wednesday, where we will bring in speakers of different subjects. I think next month we're going to have Sister Attorney Charity to talk about, she did this presentation maybe a few years ago talk about estates and wills and all of that stuff. Mhm.
So I did tell y'all we're a member-owned company, right? So we have fraternal benefits that go. One of the things is that if you do get whatever it is, you can literally go on there on our website. You can create your own will. You can create your own power of attorney or healthcare directives. All you gotta do is just answer the questions, fill it out, print it out, get it notarized. If you're gonna do it, I say do them all at the same time and pay the notary once instead of. And also, as a member, if you get damage to your home, we give you like up to $1,000 just to go on vacation with it. Thank you.
All right. And Sister Chantel is a notary. Raise your hand. Do we have any other notaries in here? Okay. And look at God favor. So if you all have some subject matters that you all would like for us to discuss, we're probably going to look at bringing a licensed therapist here to talk about the importance of mental health and some other things. So if you have any ideas, any subject matters, let us know. Okay. Any announcements? I think April next Tuesday, we're going to be doing the hub ministry with the outreach team, and we're going to go downtown and we're going to actually team up with another church, and we're going to be feeding the homeless. Also very, very powerful. So if you would like to be a part of that, we do have a sign-up sheet that's at the table by the exit. Any other announcements? Okay. Okay. So May 18th, okay, so we're gonna have, Sister Jermaine is over our nursing home ministry, and she's gonna have a sign-up sheet for an event that's going to be happening May 18th. Okay, to do bingo. Yes.
I'm sorry. If y'all doing any community events, get with me. We can kind of help with some sponsorship. I'm not telling you I got like a gazillion dollars to give me, but some things we can help and partner with you, even in that. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Because when you said that, it came.
Hey, man, let's stand. Again, let's give Pastor Ross another round of applause. And I just thank you all for coming out and everyone online. Amen. I thank God for that. Let's bow our heads. Dear gracious Father, we do thank you for tonight. We thank you for this information. We thank you for the revelation. We thank you for allowing us to be not only good stewards, but we want to also be a blessing and to leave an inheritance for our family. Give us travel and mercy down the dangerous highways. Help us to make it to our destination safely. We release a legions of angels of protection to camp around us both near and far. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.